Hi guys, and welcome again to my channel. I feel like I'm that lover who ghosts people. The whole of November I was not here. Life got busy, with adulting. Adulting is a lot. Work was a lot of travel, a lot of busy things, and then after work it was I had to go undergo a surgery, a procedure that I got done. That means I was on bed rest for so long. I'm still recovering. I can still do much stuff, but I am back, and I was like, I will not end the year without coming here and wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But beyond that, just quick reflection on the year. I think I was speaking to my friend who was here the whole time with me. And we were talking about our goals for 2023, the things we managed to achieve, the things that we did not achieve. And I was like, you know what, starting this channel was one of my goals, and I was like, I'm happy I did it. So I don't want to leave it, in the air. I want to come back and say thank you for journeying with me and starting with me. And yeah, so I think that's the gist of today's video. It's going to be very short. The gist of today's video is to just say I'm still around. 2024, I'll be better. I'll be a better lover. Like, I will not ghost you. I'll be consistent. But this year was just, it was nice. I think I'll reflect on the fact that I'm happy I started. I'm proud of myself for stepping out and doing it. Even though, November was a hectic month. The last time we had a conversation between the two of us was my birthday video, and then I went, AWOL. But besides the apologies, I think I had a good year. 2023 for me was a good year. And when I say I had a good year, it does not mean it was without its own heartbreak, because Majolo showed us flames. It was not without its own challenges, without its own faults, without its own rejection and heartbreak. But for me, I think I feel was like, it was a good year. And what I mean by it was a good year was because I was present in my life. I think for the very first time this year, I was active in my life. That thing that Brene Brown talks about being present in the arena of our lives? I think I did that this year, and I'm so proud of myself for stepping out. I think I even wrote a tweet the other day. I'm like, I admire my tenacity and my courage to step into my life and to be present in my arena, that even when I get rejected, I fall back like, hey, I'll try again. If things don't work, I'm like, okay, let's try new strategies. And I think for me, that's the whole point of life. And I think that's the one thing I really admire about myself, and I congratulate myself, and I applaud myself for doing that this year. Being present and stepping into the arena of my own life and living, whether it's hard or not. I remember actually during the week I was speaking to one of my mentors, my senior, and we were talking about life's balance. I had just received a rejection for something I had applied for, and the rejection came moments after talking about something good that worked out for me. So I got one good email, and then I got another negative email within a span of a few hours apart. And after we're talking about how good God has been in my life, the things He had blessed me with in this year, and then I got that rejection. And for some weird reason, I felt like, oh God, okay, let me down again. I'm disappointed again. But then she was like, it's not normal to only get the good out of life. It wouldn't make life what life is. And she's like, you would be God, and God would be a human being if you only got the good in life. I think the balance and the life's balance of life is we have good days and we have really bad days. And I think that keeps us humble. But at the same time, it's a part of life. It makes life interesting. It makes life beautiful. It makes life not this monotonous, a straight line thing that we go through, and life is just cruising, you're cruising nicely all the time. There are times we're going to have a bit of bumps, things will be up and things will be down, but it's the whole beauty of life. And I think for me, it's the one key takeaway that I learned from life, and I learned to deal with and to learn to handle disappointment a bit better, particularly in this year, that disappointments will be part of life. I think it's also the other side of looking at disappointment to say, I'm happy that I put myself out there to try love. I'm happy I opened myself up to be scrutinized for applying for something. I'm happy I was there. I stepped out of my own comfort zone and tried something new. I think that is, how we always say, people always say, enjoy the process is what matters. I used to hear this a lot, but mainly from accomplished people. I was like, it's because you guys are there, It's only accountable for anyone. The beauty of life is in the process. I'm like, my dear, I hear you. I want to also arrive. And I think because we're hearing this thing about enjoy the process, enjoy the ride from accomplished people, we then think it's not true, but it is the truth. The beauty of it all is not the end goal, because the end goal is the short run. It's okay, I have it, you've attained it, and then what? You know. But the beauty of the process is that you get to see your tenacity. You get to see that you're actually more braver than you thought you were. You're more courageous than you thought you were. You actually have more strength than you thought you had. So I think for me, that is one of my major key takeaways. And actually, I reflect on the fact that it comes from even a documentary I watched. I watched a documentary called Stutz on Netflix. If you've not watched it, please, it's free therapy. I know we've been told, let's go to therapy, it's free therapy there by Netflix. It is actually by a therapist called Philip Stutz. He recorded, the documentary was done by, I think, Jonah Hill, that he's an actor. I think most of you know him. We're leaning in onto his therapy sessions, and the therapist said 3 things that stuck with me. He said, the 3 things that will always be there in life and we have to navigate is 1, pain, 2, uncertainty, and 3, constant work. And for me, I was like, this is actually true. Whether you have good days or bad days, always know that there will be pain in life. You cannot run away from living life. And if you are present in your life, you cannot run away from the fact that you will encounter pain. But the second one is uncertainty. I think even when I started the channel, I spoke about doing it scared. I mean, we will always need uncertainty. Even when you apply for stuff, you're not certain that you're going to get it. Even when you try a new hobby, you're not certain that you're going to do well in it. Even when you open yourself up for life, you're not certain that it's going to last till death. We're all not certain about everything in life. But if you're waiting for certainty, you will not move. You will not live. The bottom line is you will not live. And the third one he spoke about is constant work. Guys, we will need to work. We can't run away from the fact we will need to work. And I'm not saying work in terms of the traditional way of we have to work to get money to pay our bills. Even the Bible says, if you don't work, don't eat. Bottom line, we all need to work. But I think also the other work of working on our mental strength, our physical health, working on our personality, working on our character, just personal development, we all constantly have to work. And I think for me, that's the one thing I took away from 2023, that, you know what, I cannot run away from working. Even working out, I think this year, I was looking through my goals, and I was like, I actually went to the gym. For the very first time this year, I tried to be a bit consistent with gym and do stuff. And I realized that, yeah, you know what, people were right. Gym is not only about the physical part of it, where you get the body goals, you become, have a big booty, a slim waist, BBL body, whatever we all chasing, But I think it also helps with mental clarity, and also just building the habit of moving your body out of love, out of appreciation that this body carries me to do my day-to-day activities. It carries me to go to work. It carries me to become a better friend, a better lover, a better, sister, a better daughter, and all of that. So I think working out with a different perspective of loving my body and being appreciating of that this vessel carries my entire being is one of the key takeaways that I took from 2023. But I'm not saying that when we reflect on our goals and the things that we manage, I'm sure all of us had vision boards, whether they were digital, whether they were on paper. We wrote something down when the year started, and honestly, sometimes it's not an easy season when we sit down at the end of the year and realize that we have not achieved some of the things that we said we were going to achieve. But I really want to just share that, do it out of love and out of kindness to self. I was speaking to my best friend and I was saying to her that being empathetic to the next person at the cost of you being unkind to yourself is not worth it. Even when you speak to yourself, when you converse with yourself after you've gone through your goals and searching all of those things, do it out of a kind manner. Like, be kind to yourself. Like, sit and say, you know what, my dear, I did my best. I did my best here. I showed up. I opened up myself for many experiences and many things. It might have worked out, might have not worked out, but I tried. At least I was present, But at the same time, when I'm saying don't be too hard on yourself, also do not be too lenient on yourself. I think as human beings, we are two extremes, either too harsh on ourselves or too lenient on ourselves. And the leniency part, that's where excuses come from. Sometimes you were your own hindrance from achieving your own goal. And be honest with it that this year I stood in my own way from attaining the things that I had said to attain. I was lazy, I was not disciplined. Do not be too lenient, and also do not be too harsh on yourself, but just be fair in your assessment of yourself. And if you're required to do it with someone else, do that. I think even the whole point we said that when we have conversations with other people outside of self, we reflect better, we learn more, and we see ourselves from a different light. So I think for me, those are some of the things that I thought I would share before we wrap up the year. And to wish you a beautiful 2024. I remember I was speaking to Josiah on the phone 2 days ago, and I was saying to him, I feel like 2024 is my year. People say 2024 is this one. I'm telling you, the last year of my 20s is my year. I want to live in full color. I want to go after the things that tickle my heart. I want to try, things that I never tried before. I want to become the person I never thought I had capacity to become. I really do not want to stand in my own way of becoming the girl of my dreams, and achieving the things I said I want to achieve. But beyond the achievement of things, I want to become, as a person holistically, internally, work on my spiritual life, work on my mental health, work on my physical well-being, and become that girl of my dreams, So I'm really, for me, 2024 I think is really my year. Even if we all say this into, hey, 2024 is mine. I'm already claiming it. And I think for me, I have more of a bucket list than a goal list for the very first time. I was journaling last week about this, that I really want to give more room for God to guide me than me having a long to-do list. I think the last year of my 20s, God has been faithful in terms of my career. I've reached heights I never thought were possible. I've broken boundaries in terms of my education. I've done things, the things that we usually typically write that I want to, at the age of 25, I want to have this and this. I don't want to write, God has been faithful. I've managed to do that. But I was like, there's still more that I want from life. But at the same time, I really trust God so much that He can take care of me. And I think 2023 taught me that God takes care of me more than I think He does. And He's so intricate down to the very smallest detail of my life. He's such a mastermind that even the things that I never factored in that would affect me or that I would need along my journey, He factored those in, and He takes care of me. And He's so intentional in how He fathers me and how He guides me and leads me. And I trust Him. I really trust Him fully with my life, that I can say, here's a blank canvas. Where are we going this year? Obviously, I'm not saying when you do that, you become passive. No, you become active, yes, in your life, and you're proactive. You have things you're chasing, but more out of listening to say, okay, if He says let's reroute, you're not so stagnant and so stiff to say you can't reroute and take a different direction. So I think for me, that's my takeaway, that have a long bucket list, have things I want to do before I turn 30. I don't know, I never thought this 30 thing is real. I always used to judge people and say, why are you all so stuck on the number 30? But since I'm 29 a month ago, I'm like, you know what, I have a bucket list as well of things I want to do before 30. But beyond that, I really wanted to say, firstly, I'm grateful to God for life. I'm grateful to my friends, I'm grateful to my family for their love and support. And I think most of us, if we're being honest, we made it throughout the year with the help of other people. It was not our own strength. We had love coming from other people. We had support from people that made us to achieve the things that we achieved and to still be alive at the end of the year. There were people involved. So I think take time, have conversations with those you love, and share how much you love them, how much you appreciate their support, how much you're grateful for their kindness and for their presence in your life, because you made it with their help. And I think lastly is to say that have hope, man. I know hope hurts. I think I spoke about this many times, that hope hurts, particularly because hope opens you up for other rejection. You are so vulnerable for other disappointment. But the one thing that I always say, I even have a tattoo on my arm. It says hope anchors the soul. I think the one thing that I choose to carry every day of my life is hope. The hope that things will become better. That the hope that I will be I want to the things that tickle my heart. I want to the things that I really want. The hope that my best days are ahead of me, not behind me. And I think carry hope as you enter the new year. Despite the disappointments and the failure of this year, carry hope that things can work out for your good. I know a lot of our hope can be damaged and can be bruised by when life's experiences are not pleasant, but That's the one thing I would encourage you to have as you step into the new year. But at the same time, be a kind person to other people. I know the season is not easy for all of us. Some don't have family members to share time and to reflect with. If you don't have time, I love holding conversations with myself, and I think that's why we started the channel. I used to drive, most Decembers I'll drive long drives alone and just have conversation with myself and God. I mean, now I can't drive because I'm recovering from surgery, but in whatever form or way that works for you, find space and time in this busy season to hold a deep conversation with yourself first, and then with God, with those you love, in the hopes of having a different 2023 and a prosperous one. And finally, my wish for 2024 is to have to prosper in my spirit and also to be in good health. I think that verse that says, I wish above all things that you might prosper and be in good health. I think the older you grow, you realize that the small things of I want a car, I want money, I want this. Yes, we do want those, but I think at the gist of life is the prosperity of our soul and the ability to be in good health. You can have the money. If you're always sick, you're wasting your money going through doctor's visits, going through the paying medication, all of that. So I think for me, my biggest wish is that I'll be in good health and that my soul will prosper, because out of the abundance of my soul, I will do and achieve the things that I really want. So yeah, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I really promise next year we're going to be consistent. I'm going to be that girl. But please don't forget to like and comment and share and subscribe, guys. I really, I think one of the things I was a bit disappointed was I know my subscriptions are low, but for me I was like, the other side is I'm doing it. Despite the numbers, for me my goal was to do it and to step out there and do what I think I love to do, is to share my thoughts, to converse with you, to converse with myself and bring you a bit closer into my thoughts. And yeah, and I love you and have a wonderful festive season and stay safe.